Hello guys, it's me, Stark, and I'm here to share something very interesting with you. Phosporus is actually trying out some fast castles on not on a lot of civilizations. In the past, his strategy got popular because of civilizations such as Bengalis, Bohemians, even Burmese, but now things have gone out of the control, and he's actually playing with the Aztecs. Then you might ask me, Stark, what can you actually do with the Aztecs? Jaguar warriors? Yes. Jaguar warriors. So the game plan is pretty simple. He wants to go towards the castle age, collect stones so that he can go for the Jaguar warriors. His opponent here is a 2k2 player from France, or Lighty. He's a pretty good player, so we're not talking about nobody or someone that is unaware of Phosphorus or how he should play. So here's the deal. While Phosphorus is doing his build here, trying to make a small perimeter around the wood, going Ravi here towards the food, now sending his villagers towards a safe stone here, to be very difficult or to take quite some time for his opponent to actually find this back stone, especially considering that his opponent is already pressuring here the entrance of his base. And his opponent here, Lydie, is playing as the Wu, and he is going for the Minotaur Rush as the Wu. In case you don't remember, the Wu actually have infantry that regenerate their own HP, so quite a good infantry save. That said, guys, Lighty is still under pressuring Phosphorus, only killing houses here. He was also doing some defensive archers. I don't know if he do realize what he's playing against. I'm starting to consider that maybe not. He's actually investing here into some big walls, also messing up archers, but he's not sending the archers forward to try and get more pressure over Phosphorus, which actually got my attention. Anyway, Phosphorus do click up here with his basic economy. He's just trying to buy time here using his ego to slow down the archers, getting information regarding his opponent's base and what he's doing. He does realize that he's fighting against a guy that will be fully walled by the time he's on the castle age, and meanwhile he is under pressure by both archers and men at arms from his opponent. There he goes, and castle on the gold. A classic, right? Castle on the gold, going towards a new wood line here with his investment on the lumber camp, and he's sending jaguars forward. You may ask me, Stark, aren't jaguars very fragile versus ranged units and things like that? To be honest, I think that they are. They are, but they got buffed somehow. Right? They right now have 65 HP, 2 pierce armor. Still, they should die to a feudal age archer, but they also do have a 15 attack. And remember guys, every time a Jaguar Warrior kills a unit, they actually gain some extra attack here. But 15 is already a lot. Try to think of units that actually have like 15 attack. A knight has like 10. A long swordsman has 9. 15 is a lot for Castle Age unit, and he does use that to pressure his opponent, which is still on Feudal Age. And now there comes the big thing here. If his opponent tries to play him on the melee combat, the Jaguar Warriors will probably succeed here on fighting. There are no spots here that the opponent can actually pressure him. The gold is pretty much safe, and with gold he can buy every other resource. A single Jaguar can actually deal quite some damage to a small Feudal Age army, and he's trying to get Lighty, who's about to reach Castle Age. So I thought, okay, Lighty is like Walt. He's about to get to Castle Age. Okay, Phosphorus do have Siege, but Lighty can defend himself with Siege as well. And that was my thought. Siege will be able to defend him, but then take a look. He does break in, does pressure the guy with Siege, and this is the big play of his strategy. He does use the Siege Tower. By the way guys, Siege Tower also got buffed because it became cheaper. He uses the Siege Tower to block, exactly, to block his opponent from hitting him. So basically he can block, the Siege Tower is a bit taller, than a regular unit. So if you put it in front of a mangonel, a tower won't be able to hit it, neither does a town center. And of course, with the siege tower, he actually does display of using the siege tower to get closer to enemy targets. Siege tower has more than 200 HP, more than 10 pierce armor, so it's a pretty terrifying unit here. Lightning still tries to do something here using the Giant Swordsman and a few crossbowmen, but he's under some heavy pressure, and the only way out of that is trying to take down the enemy siege with your own siege. At least that's how we usually play. Since he's under pressure, he was having to rapidly use the market, has a lot of idle views, so despite of Phosphorus' idle economy, all Phosphorus villagers are working, but Lighty has a lot of inefficiency here, so right now the economy here from Phosphorus is a lot better. And there goes the big play, guys. Take a look on that. Phosphorus moves his siege tower close to the enemy siege, kills it, and drops back in to go back. So basically the idea here of the siege tower is that he's able to pressure the guy and kill the enemy siege. Repairing is no more an option. Lighty spent everything he had on that mangonel play. Multiple mangonels are still hitting, and he can close the gap from the enemy units with the siege tower, which resists quite a lot. After receiving many hits, finally the siege tower goes off, but Lighty is in such troublesome situation. He has no counter to the multiple jaguars that are killing his views. He's trying to snipe the enemy mangoes here with a lot of villagers, but they all die to the Phosphorus Mangonel Micro, and even the Giant Swordsman can only snipe a single one. So right now Lighty has less than 25 villagers, and he calls the GG. So I thought this idea of hopping the units on the siege tower, using it to block and so on, this is so powerful. But how can he perform against other thieves? So he actually got my curiosity, and I want to keep watching that. By the way, guys, some small ideas for you. There are other civilizations and infantry civilizations where you can actually perform the same strategy. Vikings are one of them. The reason is Berserkers do have a crazy regeneration factor, so you can actually play off with the Berserkers and trade quite well against multiple units. Hurskalls, which actually resist to arrows. Even the Celts here, their siege can produce faster, can shoot faster. Wold Raider's quite an awesome unit, but honestly, I totally understand the appeal of doing this with the Aztecs, because the Jaguars, man, the Jaguars are insane. I do love the Jaguars here. And the reason I do like them is because of their high stats, their high attack. It's crazy good. And there he goes, once again, another game. He's going heavy here for the stone. He tried to go for the gold. Marion here, who is his opponent. I honestly forgot if this guy has another nickname. I'm sorry for that. Anyway, he's playing as Mongols. He went up here to play archers, and he's trying to deny Phosphorus the access to the gold. What does Phosphorus do? Well, nothing. He just waits until he gets to Castle Age and drops a castle that will secure his gold. It's very difficult to punish this castle because he's doing it under the TC. He's doing it with multiple villagers despite getting housed. So by the time Phosphorus finish up the castle, he will be able to keep eating this gold. Of course, if the Mongol player reacted fast enough, he could have tried to drop a tower here on the other side, because this castle is like 2 tiles away from the gold, so it could be possible to deny it. Anyway, Phosphorus continues, going for the Jaguar. At this point, his opponent should already be walled, and he is. Marion is walled, but it's very difficult to stay walled if you do not fully stonewall yourself, because the Jaguars can just kill buildings quite easily. Still, this guy's a good player. He's around, I don't know, 2k, 2k2, and he does make some house walls here to block Phosphorus from advancing. Look how fast as a house goes down to a single Jaguar. It's insane. Still, there comes the guy, takes out the Jaguar warrior, But Phosphorus comes here with more siege, more Jaguars, more Mangonels. I think that he would just play with like 2 or 3 Mangonels here and keep pressuring this guy. The gold is probably gonna not be reachable here for Marianne. That he should have to go towards the gold on the other side, maybe try to play Cav Archers. Instead, he's actually doing all of this stuff. He's moving the views, he's going heavy for the stone. Instead of playing a few Cav Archers, his plan is actually go for the Mango Die. And honestly, that's quite a good plan, because if you ask me, if you just make like 5 Mango Dies, you can out-micro Mangonels, you can out-micro Jaguars, especially in small numbers where you're actually focusing there. Not to mention how much of a protection a castle could actually provide. And Phosphor keeps developing his economy, adding up new farmers, adding up new villagers, and not only he does have the Jaguars, but now he also has the Siege Tower, where he can just go there and try to snipe the enemy Mangonel. He didn't need to, he ended up out-microing his opponent, and there he goes, walking around and trying to hurt the guy. The guy finally goes for a defensive castle, but Phosphor is going around and killing his DC. The DC is down. Now he's going after the Siege Workshop. A few Mango Dice finally show up, but right now the damage on this guy's economy is so big. The guy did manage to place a castle where he can produce Mango Dice to defend himself. And Mango Dice are great, but when you have like 4 Mango Dice and your opponent has like 5 Mangonels and you barely have a town center, while your opponent is just screwing over by making a lot of farms, you eventually are going to die, or you are in a very bad position or a very bad situation. A single forward villager can actually heal up or repair the siege tower, which makes it very difficult for a player to play against it. The combination of Jaguars getting out of the siege tower is insanely annoying to play against. Look at that, he goes there, use the speed from the siege tower, which is a lot, is 1.15, to go after the enemy units and try to take them down. Okay, good Marian, took down one Mangonel, but the Jaguars just go outside of the siege tower, making his life very hard. And there are these guys. Such a pressure, and the guy eventually dies to this composition of siege and Jaguars. So that's the Phosphorus brush here of infantry, and you can use Aztecs to do that. You can also try other civilizations. Very interesting strategy. I never thought that I would see a fast castle into Jaguars actually working. And as I said, as much as these Jaguars start killing units, their attack starts to grow, which is insane. That's very interesting. Hope you guys enjoy. For the next video, we are going to study the counters of this strategy.